New CEO of the CARICOM Development Fund, the CDF, Mr. Rodinel Suma, paid a courtesy call on the IDC on Tuesday, November 17, 2015. Mr. Suma, who takes over from Ambassador Lon McDonough, wanted to get a first-hand view of the progress of the construction of the Argyle International Airport, the CDF having contributed to its development through loans and grants. He was given a comprehensive tour of the site, led by engineer Luciano King and communications officer Jennifer Richardson. His first stop was at the stone crushing plant.
The plant consists of everything from this end going all along here.
Right. This is the entire plant.
Okay.
The entire plant.
And you have crushers and conveyors.
That's right. Right. And we also do wash sand.
What sand?
Wash. We can wash sand on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah. That they use the wash sand in the pavement works.
He also asked about the performance of the plant.
It's holding up okay, but from time to time you have small parts that go bad that they have to source to get it going again. But by and large, it works well and it works very long hours.
So it hasn't had too much, you haven't had too much downtime?
Not too much, we've had some.
Okay.
But not too much, it hasn't been severe.
And it hasn't affected the overall progress of the works as such? Or may have at some point?
It would have, because there's a point when it needed a part that it took a while for us to be able to find it.
Okay.
But once we got it, we went back on track.
Right.
So you would have had some downtime that kind of slowed down things a bit, but wasn't excessive.
Now, where does the primary material come from? Is it from the same excavation work, or so it's a sort of a cut and crush operation? So you don't have to go outside, obviously.
Not for the material.
To get the material.
We have all the stones here.
Yeah.
When we were doing the excavation at first, on top this hill, we had used it to stockpile stones.
Okay.
And right now we're also taking stones from the rock fill, from the rock on the other side that you will see.
So it's been trucked
and we
in
will
here
we will transport some of them here. Right. So we have enough stones.
Engineer Luciano King explains the continued excavation on Makani Hill and the Petroglyph Hill.
If we travel to this area here, which is the western fence, you would see that the excavation line is completed up to the area where the heavy equipment are actually working now.
Right.
So they are pushing back the line up to the fencing, which is 150 meters out and going down. And there's only 2 areas basically that are still yet to be completed, which are this Monco Hill, which is here, and down at the petroglyphs. When you get down to that site, you would see where they are.
Okay.
Yeah. So the fence would follow this line. Yeah, because there's the fencing. It will follow that line, go across, and then when it makes the curve, it will start at the end of these benches that are right here. And where the heavy equipment is working now is what they have left to cut back outside. Below the control tower, there's a fence they're already coming down. So they have this set of earthworks to move, and also down at the petroglyphs, which is the only 2 areas that we have left to do.
Okay, so then the line we're looking at is this
right. That will go all the way.
And the lines are in between.
They're benches because of the rock face, and it would be impossible to put all the way back. So we just bench it coming down basically.
From here we continued our journey down the runway.
We have 2 layers of asphalt, the base course and the wearing course. The base course is 8 centimeters, and the wearing course should be 5 centimeters, which is a total of 13 centimeters of thickness of the asphalt. So far,
that's a little less than 6 inches.
13 centimeters. Yeah, it's about 60 inches.
Just a little less than 6.
So that is in terms of our runway, where the equipment are now, which is about 400 meters from the threshold. We have already completed of base and wearing course up to this point.
Another how many meters to go?
Well, it is the runway itself is 2.9 kilometers. So we have already completed 1.9 kilometers of base course, but we are now in the process of putting on the second layer.
Oh, okay.
So
And you put it at 60%?
What is left to do here is the margins.
Yeah.
The margins get up to this point and that's it. The strip itself is a 45-meter strip.
45 meter across?
Yeah, across.
And is that like international standard?
That's the international standard. And 3 kilometers in length, 9,900 feet.
And that also is international
That's
standard?
an international standard for Boeing 747.
Okay.
It's designed for Boeing 747 or Boeing 777 cargo. 747 passenger flight and 777
that would
cargo.
cover the majority of aircraft.
That will cover.
Expect.
Exactly. That should cover the majority of international aircrafts that could, because the majority of international aircrafts fall below that in terms of size.
Following the tour, we spoke to Mr. Suma about his impressions of the project in relation to the CDF's assistance. We have with us this evening Mr. Rodinel Sumar. He is the CEO of the Caribbean Development Fund, and as many of you know, the Caribbean Development Fund has been instrumental in providing some funding to assist with the construction of the Argyle International Airport. They have provided funding for things such as the FE lighting system. They're helping us with the solar panels for that solar system. They have helped us with the pavers for the asphalt for the runway, among other things that they have contributed to here in the form of grants and loans. Now, Mr. Suma is the new CEO of the CDF, having taken over from Mr. Lonnie McDonough. We are happy to have you here, Mr. Suma, with us at the Argyle International Airport. Thanks for coming and welcome to Argyle.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I'm here at the stage where we are nearing completion, and I'm happy that you mentioned my predecessor, Ambassador McDonough, because he would have been the one at the helm when the CDF had responded to the request from the government to provide support to this airport project at a time when perhaps there were not too many takers. So we are already pleased that we took the plunge and we were prepared to be partners in this endeavor, and now we're seeing the fruits.
Okay, now that you're here and you're seeing firsthand what has been accomplished, what is your take on what we have done? Do you think that we have spent the money from CDF well? And what are your general feelings on the airport construction itself?
Yeah, well, I think for us, we in assessing this request and responding to it, we would have put measures in place to ensure that our investment would have been well deployed in the development. And being here, I can attest to that. Clearly, at the different stages to which we contributed, the equipment was well used. The information I received was that there was limited downtime, so I think we invested well. We were able to contribute to the construction, the initial phases, and with the investment that we did in lighting as well, we are also coming at the back end when all the construction is finished and we're ready for the operational stage. So and what we try to do on these projects is that we're not a large fund, we try to invest in strategic areas. So we made a contribution at inception to the initial works with the trucks and the equipment, also during the construction phase with the crusher plant and the lighting towards the end. So we are able, with other partners, to contribute to the overall project, which from my assessment seems to be proceeding smoothly. Not necessarily according to plan in terms of schedule, but if large projects such as these, these sorts of delays are expected. But it's important that the time has been taken to ensure that the product that we have at the end is a quality product that meets international standards. Right through the tour, I've been asking questions about the process and the approach that has been taken to ensure that these standards have been met, and we are satisfied that this is the case.
Now, you would have been to St. Vincent, as you indicated, on numerous occasions, and you would have come through the E.T. Joshua Airport. So you have seen what we have, and you're now seeing what we are about to have, what we are getting. How do you think this would impact on the development of St. Vincent I, especially with the tourism sector? And in your assessment, would you say that this was a well-needed project that St. Vincent can really use an international airport like this?
I would say a resounding yes. I mean, this project represents a quantum leap from where St. Vincent and the Grenadines is now in terms of air access. I think this will put the country on par with any of the bigger tourism destinations, more established tourism destinations in the Caribbean. What it also does is that it basically offers international airlines coming in and visitors coming in another option to enter into the region. So this is not just for St. Vincent and the Grenadines alone, but for the wider Caribbean region. And in analyses that have been done of capacity in terms of airports, it has been determined that this does not this is definitely a needed project in the sense that it is not creating excess capacity. It is creating the capacity for the growth of tourism. And what we have to continue working on now is the marketing and the airlift to ensure that we use this investment to its optimal level. So what this really represents is the capacity for growth, not just for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but for the entire region. And it's really down now to the management and the marketing to ensure that you get the returns. And I think the whole region has to be behind each of the countries that makes this type of investment. This type of investment is historic. It increases the attractiveness of the region to international airlift. It puts us more and more on the map. And it gives us more opportunities and more access to the Caribbean region. So from all of these perspectives, it is a very important project and a good project.
Okay. Mr. Sumo, on behalf of the IDC and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we want to thank the CDF again for the tremendous contribution made to the development of this airport. And we just want to thank you so much for coming to see what we are doing here. And I trust that it has been a good experience for you.
Yes, it's been a wonderful experience. A lot of the work that we do is necessarily in offices, but it's always good once the projects have reached a certain stage of maturity to come out in the field and to actually see the results and to see what benefits can be derived over a period of time from the investment. So I've been able to get that sense from visiting here, and we have very positive expectations for the future in terms of the benefits that this project will bring to the country and to the region.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.